Checky, checky. Yo, welcome back to another episode of The Grind. We are here again where I'm here to give you some good news, some bad news, and just stuff that happened over the past couple weeks in my life in the hobby. You know what to do. First of all, mash the like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really helps whoever is watching or listening. And let's get into it.
No, don't.
So, last week, how do I want to start this? It is a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. Last week, Netflix dropped the King of Collectibles show to mixed reviews. I know the talking heads of the hobby world, gatekeepers, everything is amazing. There's nothing wrong. It's a great show.
All right, move on. Nothing to see here. Please disperse. Nothing to see here, please.
Yada, yada. Those are the things you're supposed to say. That's things that I would say about my own show, even if it did suck or had some eye-rolling nonsense that was going on in there. But let's unpack King of Collectibles a little bit. Now, I am 50-50 on the show. There are plenty of things that I could zone in on the negative in there, which I will. I will go over quite a few, but there is a positive side. If I look at it from another angle, it's pretty amazing that there's a show on Netflix about sports cards. I don't know if there's been one before. I've never heard of one. I think the closest thing that got us to sports cards and Netflix was The Last Dance, maybe. I could be wrong. But to me, that is a huge positive that there is a show on Netflix talking about collectibles, sports cards, albeit who is delivering that information, which we can get into a little bit. But I watched 2 episodes. So am I well informed on the whole series? No, but I can give my thoughts on how I feel about it. I'm happy it's on there. I think it's only gonna help business, right? It's only gonna help people maybe that weren't into it look at it, and all of us that are involved in the hobby that are close to it, we see things that happen in the show, and we're probably like, "What? Never in a million years, right?" But then I think about when I watch something like Pawn Stars, and when I first started watching that silly show, I'd be like, okay, that's pretty crazy. I can't believe this guy brought in this, doll that's worth $5 million. Never that expensive, but you know what I'm saying? And then they set up this whole, well, I'll give you $1 million for it. And then they, all the bargaining bullshit that goes on in that silly ass show. Same kind of thing as they just use that blueprint for the Netflix special in some of the scenes that I saw. It felt very Pawn Shoppy. And I don't ever really like those shows. I did like Storage Wars, though. That Yep guy and the old dude, it was fantastic. I thought that show was pretty funny. And I knew that was... I want to say that I knew that it was fake, but in the beginning, man, I thought, man, these guys are just crushing it out here, getting these, storage deals. Silly me. It's a show, and I know shows got to put a storyline in there, else no one's going to watch the damn thing, right? And I think last time I checked, that King of Collectibles show was in the top 10 on viewed shows. Now, I know the influencers out there that are close to it are going to say nothing but nice things. That's what they're supposed to do, especially, if now behind the scenes to my friend, I might be like, bro, this show sucks. Or what were you thinking? Or something like that, But I totally get the whole messaging concept. And while I do like to keep it real, I understand if you're promoting a brand, you got things you got to do. Okay. Let's shelve that right up there. That's all the nice things I'm going to say, that I do think it's a positive thing for the hobby. It's awesome that there's a sports card show on Netflix. It is insane if you think about it. Wherever and however Ken Golden amassed such a powerful collection. If you are in the hobby, and which anyone listening to this, I'm guessing you are. If you're not, welcome. It is pretty damn wild that someone has been able to get all of those items, whether it's cards, jerseys, rock and roll memorabilia, hip hop memorabilia, random shit that you never even thought existed. It's pretty crazy. Now, the whole silliness with a triple logo man of LeBron James.
Oh my god.
Uh, I don't get it, but hey, big LeBron collectors, I totally understand that you might need that triple logo man for something. Seems kind of clout chasey to me. I'd rather have an autograph. I'd rather meet the guy, but I get it. It's a cool collectible item. And they really it seems like they're really honing in on that. And you know what? I probably should do this show a service and watch every episode of it, just so I'm more educated on it. I don't know much about the guy. I don't know much about Ken Golden's history other than what the drama with Sports Card Radio that they've had. Which I found very entertaining. I do think those guys are really funny. And I've said it before on this show. I think there's a need for all spectrums, right? And I think they keep it real. The Sports Card Radio guys, as real as anybody does in the hobby. And it's hard probably for people to talk about other people that they're most likely going to run into. I find it hard. You know, I'm not a big put people on blast. I'm more of a silent but deadly. I'd rather talk to them in person, face to face. But hey, I think there's a need for it. I think not all information is good information, but they do provide a need. And during that time, you learn things about Ken Golden. Now, you are taking their word. Hey, they provided data to back up their claims, right? I don't know much about the guy Ken Golden. All I can say is that, you know, it is pretty crazy that what he's been able to build. However he's been able to build it, I can't really comment on that because I don't know enough about it, and I'm not going to sit here and bullshit my way through. You know, I can say I hate that guy because he's got so much stuff, and that's kind of silly. You know, I guess there's probably a little jealousy in myself. I can only speak to myself, and you know, I don't want to make it like a personal thing.
I don't want to make it personal
because I don't know the guy. At times, does he come off kind of cringe? Yes. The show does 100%. Let's talk about the elephant in the room of me turning off, literally almost turning off immediately, was the gold Steph Curry card. The gold Topps Chrome rookie /50 Steph Curry card that was in a kid's drawer. A kid looked like he was in his early 20s, I'm going to say. And, you know, spoiler if you haven't seen the show, whatever. I'm going to lay out the scene for you, and I'll try to unroll the eyes from the back of my head. Kid walks in, talks to the Botox dude, and he's talking to him, and he's like, I got a gold Steph Curry rookie card. And he's got it in a greater sleeve, you know, one of the thin ones. And he's like, yeah, it's been laying in my drawer. Something like I didn't know I had it, and I don't know what it's worth. Hands over to me. I was like, whoa, this is /50. This is so rare, this and that. Insane card. Card is badass. But as they're talking, I'm starting to get that Pawn Stars pawn shop vibe.
Hey, what do we got there?
Got some pretty cool sports autographs here for you.
Okay.
Storage Wars deal. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Doesn't know what the card's worth. Found it in a drawer. Now, let me tell you, I know these things happen. Okay, I've seen them happen from
I think
my own eyes, and it's It's amazing that those things happen. This kid's young, not dumb.
You're a real Blue Flame special, aren't you, son? Young, dumb, and full.
And I know he has a cell phone. I'm going to guess he has a cell phone. Looks like he has a cell phone. Okay. Looks like he didn't grow up in the mountains and he's not away from civilization. So he's 100% been able to, okay, maybe not 100%, but I'm guessing he's got social media. And I am also guessing that he's maybe posted that somewhere. If he didn't, I'm completely wrong. And I'm just, spitballing here. But someone did come to him with a cash offer. And he said, when he walks in, he goes, I don't know what it's worth. Well, and then the guy goes, well, I don't know what it's worth. It depends on what it grades. We should grade it. But, and he's like, well, and they say something about the price. And he goes, well, I did get a $150,000 cash offer. And immediately I'm like, well, you know what it's worth as a baseline, $150,000. Meanwhile, the mom, Ma's over there just acting like she never heard this information. And this is the first time this kid's bringing $150,000 to the table. And I feel for the kid. I feel like he got thrown into they're just trying to create that storyline for everybody. And I got it. It's a show. And I know they got to do those things. And us being a part of the hobby and being close to it, I am sure I analyze it, overanalyze it, not taking for what it's worth. Just was silly as all hell. I'm like, come on, man. We know that you know what the price is. So can we not? There could have been a better way to go about that, I think. I wish they would have maybe, I don't know, just been like, hey, I got it. It would have been cool enough to not just bullshit us and just, yo, I got this card and I want to sell it on Golden. It's insane. That website sells some of the craziest shit out there, right? That Jackie Robinson jersey with the blood on it, that was nuts. Now, homeboy that owns it, I don't understand the whole, I want 10 million and that's what I want. Why are you trying to sell it then? Like, you want to sell it, right? And this is okay. Not why are you trying to sell it? Why are you trying to sell it on Golden? Did you just want to see what it could get? I don't know. I didn't understand that. And I could totally, if I was on the other side, if I was Ken Golden, I'd be pissed too. I'd be like, come, bro, I think it went $8 million or $7 million, some insane number. And dude was like 10 million and that's it. I'm not taking it, right? It never got there. They did all the promotion, probably cost them a grip. Maybe not a grip, but it cost them some money. And it didn't work out. What do I give this show if I was to give it a grade? I've only watched 2 episodes, right? I don't know. I'm so on the side of how I think about how it's helping. Is it helping sports cards? I don't know if it's helping sports cards, but it is spreading the word and getting the word out there. I mean, the damn release had Jimmy Kimmel was at the red carpet or whatever they did with Netflix. Jimmy Kimmel. Like, these are A-list celebrities that are, getting close to cards because of these things. And I think with the whole Fanatics takeover, massive thing, whatever they're going to instill into the hobby, which I hope it's awesome stuff.
You read what others had done, and you took the next step. You didn't earn the knowledge for yourselves, so you don't take any responsibility for it. You stood on the shoulders of geniuses to accomplish something as fast as you could, and before you even knew what you had, you patented it and packaged it and slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling it. You want to sell it.
I guess if I take the show at face value, I give it a C. Is it must-see TV? I don't think so. I think there's 1,000, not 1,000, but there's a lot better things to watch. But if you're into cards, I guess watch it. Some things are hard to watch when you're so close to it, I think. I think they could have made the show. It seems like the show should have been on TLC, right? Or E. Is that still a network? I don't even know. But whatever. E. I got to think that there's someone out there thinking of a script or something about a card show that should be on ABC or NBC, Roseanne style, or there was a donut shop show, Pauly Donuts, I know. that sucked, but it was built around a donut shop. Anyways, so I give it a C plus, maybe for its helpfulness. I'll watch the rest of it. I won't be so close-minded and a-hole like I normally am at times. But just keeping it real, right? So it is some good news. It is some bad news. On to the next topic. So I was at a card show last. You know what? We're going to save that for the end. I want to do that number 3. Number two. I want to talk about card shops. And card shops, I love. I wish there was a card shop closer. We did have one. And I don't want to go too deep into that one because it hits close to home. The owner of that shop sucks and refused to go to his shop. It is closed now. God only knows what that guy's doing. I don't know if he got bought out or he finally. Sorry. Shout out to Cold Brew. Ooh, good cold brew shop. Just be all bros selling cold brew. Cold bros. Not a good idea. Whoever steals that, you owe me. Shout out to Cold Brew for sponsoring this show. He is out of business now, and thank God. As much as I want a card shop here, as much as I want to sometimes open one, I think it would be so much fun to have my own shop. I know partly what that entails from the job I do on Twitter and dealing with sports cards. That guy's a POS, and he's scammed plenty of people. He scammed a very close friend of mine. I hope all of the bad karma goes on to that man. If legally he isn't sued, I hope one day the karma comes back. Anyways, moving on from that shit show of a card shop, which I've been in a couple times, and before he ripped off my friend, I did spend maybe $50 in there. Overpriced. This got brought to my attention again because the same friend was visiting card shops and showing me the stickers on some of these cards, and I'm wondering, how in the hell are these places in business? Are they money laundering facilities? What are they doing there to pay the rent? Are they just preying on, because people go after the influencers, right? They're their own. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of one now, but I'm not going to give you too much investment advice or, look at what I bought. If you want to see me at a card show buying stuff, sure, leave a comment down below. I'll show you what I buy.
What do you do, bro?
What do you mean, what do I do?
For work, what do you do?
Most of it, if you see me on Twitter, I'm selling it. But a lot of people get on the influencers for what they do and how they lead people down that path to the wrong way of investing or buying sports cards or pumping. And yes, that's messed up. The whole pumping bullshit is lame. You know how I feel about the hype train. Everyone just needs to be more educated. You need to, as a collector, investor in anything, before you start spending money on it, like a maniac, get some background knowledge. Learn about what you're buying.
Is that what you think? You think?
Right? Well, I don't know if kids are going into these shops and just supplying these guys with rent money. I mean, we're talking about base cards, base Prism cards with $49.99 stickers on them. $49.99. Thank goodness they didn't put 50.00. Bums. When are the card shops? Maybe this will be a good thing Fanatics does. I know it's a double-edged sword with them because a lot of it's, becoming more of it seems more and more like it's becoming a monopoly. And side tangent, Monopoly Prism basketball. What the hell? No one saw that coming. I didn't see anybody predict a Monopoly Prism to be a big splash in the sports card world. But, bro, by far one of the funnest rips I've had in a while. And the flip on the boxes is still going strong. I'm very surprised. Mostly because you're hitting numbered cards, and Fanatics, wake up. Please, when you take over, please don't make Prism anymore without numbered cards in it. If you just want it to be hobby, don't release a retail. People don't want it.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
It's sitting on shelves everywhere. I don't know what Panini's thought process is. I mean, I guess the degenerates out there like myself sometimes are just going to go buy it because they want something to rip. And you're better off going and finding a $40 single of a card that you really like and are going to keep. That maybe one day might go up in price. And if you don't want it anymore, you could sell it and make some money. Who knows? But these card shops need a wake-up call. Someone needs to go in there and smack them in the face, one, and say, are you an asshole? I need to know. Because if you are, have a nice day. I see what you're doing here. Now, I know that you can price. I am a true believer in price the cards at whatever you want. But if you are actively trying to sell them, you can't have them 6 times markup because you have a brick and mortar. That's not the buyer's fault that you are late on your rent. It's your fault for not having new inventory in your case and constantly getting new stuff in and getting the old stuff out, keeping it moving. I wonder sometimes, that's why I say, is it a money laundering front? Is it just a tax thing that you're doing for the cards? Is it really just a hobby for you? Some of these shops, I know people open them and they are legitimate hobbies. Hey, these are the cards. These are what I price them as. So when I go into these places, or when I hear when friends of mine that I respect go into these places and they send me pictures of their prices, which I am going to throw up here in the video. I don't know if a sticker, if I point here, I'm going to try this. Point here and then put it right there, right? Or right there, somewhere down here. I'm all the angles. Just so you can see the silliness. And I'm not a big fan of people projecting comps. That's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. When they go, oh, he's QB number 1 now. So, and his cards are only going up. So I'm up here. Can you just say that you're firm at the highest comp? Don't give me all the mental gymnastics of why you are predicting, because guess what? I'm going to predict that he's going to tear his ACL in the first game and his cards are going to be worth $5. So we can do the prediction game all day. Can we stop doing that? Card shops, stop overpricing your shit. We can go to Walmart now and get our supplies. So we don't need to go buy your top loaders anymore for too much money. This isn't pandemic times anymore. Be a place where people want to go and spend their money. The more community driven I feel a card shop is, and that's providing a service, that's providing an experience when you go in there, will just bring the people. If you build it, they will come, right? Field of Dreams level kind of place. I've never been to Burbank Sports Card Shop. It seems like that kind of place. From their social media, from the way that dude runs a card show, it's mental, right? I'm sure there's plenty of other card shops. If I had the time and I didn't have a beautiful 5-year-old daughter and a wonderful wife, I would probably spend a lot of time away and go to visit these card shops. I would do these fun travel videos, but I can't. So I got to rely on what I see and what people send me. Feel free. If you got great card shops that you want me to highlight, drop it in the comment section. Leave a comment. I would love to highlight those places. Places like Cans Can Ministry in Illinois, the non-for-profit card shop. An amazing place, providing a great service to the people of Southern Illinois. And I'm sure there's other ones out there, but we're talking about the shit ones right now and why they suck. That is a big one. The other one is just leaving the shop like it's just, I don't know, like you don't care. Why the hell do you have it? Why are you even a part of this? You know, the place here in Houston that's now closed they were prime real estate in the perfect time to have a card shop, which pandemic. You think that's not perfect, but when you're in Texas and everything's pretty much open, it is damn near perfect time. And if you knew how to handle social media and sell online, be organized and have a plan and a strategy on how you want to maximize profits during the biggest boom in sports cards, could have made millions, I think. But when you're a dummy scammer,
Idiot.
you can't do much. When you're a sports card shop like these ones that have, you know, $50 price tags, and you don't treat your customers with respect, once again, customer service.
Rick, have you ever heard the expression, the customer is always right?
Don't need to go roundabout of the way calling the guy an asshole. You know, that's not good customer service. Either tell him he's an asshole and his prices are ridiculous. This is coming from the guy behind the counter to the customer, and say, don't bring your bullshit in here anymore. If you want to be that kind of guy, right on, it's your prerogative. But if you're not going to be that guy and you're going to beat around the bush and in a roundabout way treat someone like shit, you ain't getting anyone's money, my man. And one day you will close. Now, I'm hoping Fanatics, you know, comes in and just cleans out these card shops.
And before you even knew what you had, you patented it and packaged it and slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling it. You want to sell it. Well,
I don't know if there's an acquisitions team out there that they are going around to card stores and just feeling them out, almost like in a secret shopper way, and testing them out to see, okay, this shop is a piece of shit. They don't keep anything organized. There's dust everywhere. They don't clean the shop. It looks like garbage. There's just stuff everywhere. I went to a shop in San Diego that was like that. You couldn't move. And it was in downtown San Diego. I don't even know how the damn place stayed in business other than having lots of stuff. As much as people shouldn't, you know, support the scammers out there, I feel like these shops are just as bad. And they're preying on the people that don't have other avenues to go. They want to physically go into a card shop, and they're ripping people off, and they suck. So I'm not saying boycott the small business, but if you have the time, do some research on where the card shows are and try to go to card shows. There's bad apples there too, but it's, to me, been a fantastic experience every damn time I go to a card show. I love them. I think there should be more of them. I wish there was one every week. I'm serious. Big ones. I wish there was a Dallas every month, or a Dallas, Houston. Why there is not a huge show in Houston, I have no idea. We are like the biggest city, third biggest city in the United States, I think. I don't even know. I don't want to spend time looking it up. But we're up there for sure, right? And one of the cheapest places to live. So I'm hoping the shows here, we do have a couple that do well. I'm actually setting up at one this Saturday. So when this airs, I'll be setting up tomorrow. And I can't wait. And this brings me into topic number 3. Sports card shows. And as an attendee, someone that goes to card shows a lot and brings cards to sell, I set up once in a while as well, and I welcome people to bring stuff for me to buy. Okay? I've heard it from many tables. Sorry, I had to fix a seat there. I see from many, many tables signs, buying, buying, buying. Now, some of those tables, they're buying at 65% comps and they're out of their goddamn mind. Other people are buying strong because they need the inventory. They want the inventory. And me, I'm a strong buyer when I'm at the card show. It's funny because my wife goes, are you going to this show to buy or to set up and sell? If I'm setting up, it's obviously to sell. But I usually end up buying stuff. If people walk up and have the right stuff that they're trying to move, if somebody walks me a box of some cool stuff and they're willing to make a deal, hey, please bring it to my table.
Do it!
All day. Now, I know this is a touchy subject for some, which I didn't think it was until last weekend. I was at a card show in San Antonio. Good show, busy. I haven't been to that show in a while. I will be definitely going back. It was crazy to me how busy it was. I feel like that needs a bigger venue, but we'll see. And I was at a table buying stuff. Someone I buy from a lot. Always great on prices. Always treats me great. I don't want to say his name in case he doesn't want to be said, but if he listens, he'll know who he is. He always gives cool little giveaways. One guy got a Kevin Love jersey that was next to me signed. I got a cool Funko Pop from The Office. And just cool stuff. I love that stuff at card shows. I love people that are trying to create customer experience, engagement, interaction, right? Well, some younger kid walks up, and as I'm digging through a box, he goes, "Are you guys buying?" And homeboy behind this, not the guy I was buying from, that buddy of his, he's like, "No, absolutely not. You can go over there and buy somewhere else." And kind of went off on a tangent, right? And to each their own, right? It's his table, it's his prerogative. Did I agree with not buying? No, because I always think you never know what that person has across the table that they might be trying to get rid of for pennies on the damn dollar. Okay. I hear so many times from people at shows, people that I like to call my friends now, that I've done business with a lot. They tell me, Paul, you need to set up at a show. The amount of stuff that walks up to us during a show is crazy. I guess it's my old military background. I like to be mobile. I like to be able to move, stick and move. I know I'm a caffeine addict. Probably doesn't help with ADD at all. I get that vibe all the time. I get told to me all the time. So kid walks up. He's trying to sell this table cards, and dude snaps. He's like,
okay? You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Do you think we spend money here, spend $500 on a weekend table for us to buy? We're here to sell. Good point. And the kid counters with a clever point, being a kid and not giving a F. He goes, well, is it really smart for you to set up $500, spend $500 on a table when I can just walk in and I can sell my cards walking around? And now I've heard of some shows putting like the kibosh on that. Like, if you're there as a attending the show, you can't sell. I don't know how they would stop that, but maybe that people walking around and be like, "Oh no, you're not allowed to buy." And I know tables would be like, "Hell no, I'm here to buy as well." Some shows rely on the show for more inventory, especially Dallas leading up to the National. Forget about it. Okay, so I don't know. This was a topic that I thought people were going to be a little 50-50 on, 70-30. And he did apologize to us standing over there. The guy did. He goes, "Sorry, I don't want people selling to me at a card show. I'm here to make money, not spend it." Totally get it. I understand that concept, but I think there is, and this isn't a table with just 5 cards in their card box. This is a table that's got thousands of cards. And I don't know, man. I'm of the school of thought that if you got something in your hand, I want to see what you got in the box. What's in the box? And I want to see what, maybe we can make a deal. Maybe there's stuff that that isn't really moving for me, that's kind of stale inventory that you really want to acquire, and we can work out a trade. So maybe no money has exchanged hands, but I've refreshed my inventory. Once again, just like a card shop should always have new shit in their cases. Same thing at a card show. Try not to have the same stuff, especially, unless that's just what you got. Some of these collections are so huge, they got the same stuff, and one big item moves and they're good for the year. I don't play in that pool, not yet. Trying to. But it was quite the moment. What should I have done there? I just looked at it kind of going, hey, in my head, I kind of said, it's his table. Do what he wants, right? He should have just told the kid, hey, not buying, brother, not today. No problem. Instead was laid it down on the kid and that it is what it is. So that's my little shtick on that whole scene. Another thing that happened at that card show, first table I walked into, nice stuff. I'm looking at the stickers. They're high, kind of card shoppy high. So I look, and this dude's got a scanner. Boop, brings it over to this computer, and he pulls up what he's got it, what he paid for it for, and what he's selling it for. I think is what I could kind of see. It was a little bit far away, and he goes, yeah, I'd be at like, I think it was $75, and the last one did $32. I remember it specifically because there was a lot of stuff I wanted, and I was just one fell swoop was going to buy it all. And he goes, this is another one of those, like, I'm into it for too much, bro. But I think he said $70, and it was like, last one was like 35, somewhere around there, right? And so I go, do you have room on it? He's like, I could do 65. After I had already told him the last few have done in the 30s. I mean, for Christ's sakes, one of them did $22, I think. And he's like, yeah, I could do 65. I'm like, I wanted to do it. I wanted to teach him there, but it's not my job to teach those people. The lesson will be learned in a few months when that just sits, because the people that are going to shows are smart enough, and the people that have these outrageous, ridiculous prices for whatever reasons that is not in my control as a buyer, they will eventually have to sell that stuff for less than what I was going to buy it for, unless the card sees a bump, right? They just don't want to keep it moving. And it's funny because when that happened at that table, I had to block it out of my brain. I thought immediately in my head, here we go. This is how this show's going to go. I'm going to have everybody with their humming and hawing of why the prices are the prices, and we can't believe eBay all the time, and alt is wrong, and 130 point, Terra Peak, not so much. It's like, okay, we got to get a price somewhere, bro. Okay, we got to find out what this is worth somehow, some way. And it can't just be flipping a coin saying, hey, if it lands on heads, it's worth 600. If it lands on tails, it's worth $1. Come on. Let's get it together here. Let's be a little more professional. Oh, and then another table. Mind you, every table other than these two were fantastic. This second one I'm talking about real quick, only because it's hilarious. I go through digging through their whole box. Nowhere is there a sign up for what I'm about to tell you. I get 50-something cards, some mid-range stuff. They had a Ryan Sandberg Hall of Honors or something like that. Cool die-cut card from the 90s. Had a $90 price tag on it. Last one did 20, so I'm like, yeah, do 18, 15 here because I liked it. Oh, well, let's see at the end everything you get. Okay. I start digging. I get a good little stack going. And I'm like, would you take this? And they're looking through it. They're like, I couldn't do that. And I'm like, okay, what would you do? And he goes, this. And I'm like, okay, what's your PayPal? Oh, we only take cash. My God. Only taking cash.
I'm curious for you. Do you view this season as a failure?
Oh my God.
My man, my people out there, can we please get in the digital era? Can we, I understand cash is king. Fantastic. Great that you want to take cash. Give some people some avenues to spend money with you. You only want to take Venmo? Cool. You only want to take Zelle? Cool. Don't say you only take cash and then direct me over to the ATM. Because if you do, I'm walking away and leaving those cards there. I don't need them that bad. And there's plenty of other people that are willing to work with me and take a digital payment. Okay, it's 2023, and all forms of payment should be accepted, minus check. Okay.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
Okay. Let's be professionals here. Stop trying to hide it off books. Christ's sakes. Anyways, San Antonio was a fantastic show. Got some great stuff. I can't wait to start up again. Hashtag get to stacking. But this concludes another episode of The Grind. Pauly Donuts, I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment down below, mash the like button, subscribe to Tasty Brains Podcast. This is where I post The Grind videos and my shorts. And I appreciate any ideas that you might have. Please leave them in the comment section below. I would love to hear them. If there's more stuff you want me to talk about or stuff you want me to do or places you want me to go, other than maybe you can tell me to go to hell, feel free to leave them below. And yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And you have a great weekend. Peace.